Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial we are creating this fun watercolor galaxy styled cake. You'll need an 8-inch cake, a 6-inch cake and a 4-inch cake for this project. I've applied it to the cake board using some buttercream and I'm filling in with the same buttercream. Recipe for this will be listed in the eye icon up top and also in the description box below. These are shorter than usual cakes. I normally work with double this height, so I'm only using one cake here cut in half as opposed to two. Create a thin layer of frosting all around the cake to trap in those crumbs and make sure you press it nice and deep into those crevices, otherwise you're going to trap in air pockets. Smooth it out with a frosting scraper, fill in any pockets as you go, and then grab your spatula and bring that lip of frosting to the center. Once it's nice and tidy, into the fridge she goes to set for about 20 minutes and then you'll work on your 6-inch cake. You'll notice that it's sitting on a 6-inch cake board that is attached to a frozen acrylic plate, and basically it's just there so my cake doesn't move around while I decorate it. Follow the same steps, pop it back into the fridge and do the exact same thing with your 4-inch. Again, just one cake here, cut in half, filled and crumb coated. After about 20 minutes, your crumb coat is nice and set. Now you can add your final layer of frosting. I'm going in again with black buttercream, and to get it nice and black, you can mix it in with some dark chocolate ganache and then add in black gel food color the rest of the way. I like to use the Chef Master brand. Smooth it out and then dip a small spatula into some turquoise and purple frosting and drag it down diagonally from the cake. Diagonally down the cake from the top. You'll notice I left my lip of frosting raised, just makes for a neater finish afterwards. Continue across your cake and bring it down about halfway or so. If you don't like the look of one of them, you can just swipe over it again, and I was reloading the spatula every second to third swipe. Bring a lip of frosting to the center, into the fridge she goes, and then you want to repeat this for your 6-inch and your 4-inch cake. You can find these scrapers on my website as well, rosiesdessertspot.com. And after 3 swipes, reloading the spatula, so dipping it back into that coloured frosting before going on the cake again. If you wanted to, at this point would be a great time to throw on any sprinkles that'll stick to your frosting. Bring that lip to the middle, and now for your 6-inch you want to put it into the freezer for about 30 minutes because we're going to be handling it with our hands and we don't want the frosting to dint. Repeat with your 4-inch, and then once that's all been applied, into the freezer she goes with the 6-inch, again for about 30 minutes or so. Bring a lip of frosting to the middle. And while these are setting, we can work on stacking our tiers. So you're going to need dowels that will be cut flush with the top of the cake. For the 8-inch, I'm adding about 4 dowels. You could use wooden dowels instead, totally up to you. And then I've applied 4 of these into my 8-inch and then 3 into my 6-inch. Stick the tiers together with a little bit of that frosting again, and we can handle this cake with our hands without messing up the frosting because it was in the freezer for about 30 or so minutes. Notice that the 4-inch and the 6-inch are sitting on the same diameter cake boards underneath. I'm just releasing them from their little plates of acrylic. Stick with some frosting again and then fill in those spaces in between the base of each cake tier with some frosting so you can't see where one began and ended. For the next step, you're going to need some rosewater spirit or vodka or white vinegar. Mix it in with edible luster dust to create a paint, and then the power of Christ compels you all over the cake. Just splish and splosh all over. Smack your hand against the brush to help get some of those droplets on there. And it looks a little something like this, which is very galaxy-esque, I think. Into the fridge she goes to set, and in the meantime we'll create the chocolate spheres. This is dark chocolate by Nestle, so it's compound chocolate, and I'm filling a half sphere mold. Give it a bit of a tap to release any air that might be trapped at the base, and then using a spatula clear up the top to create a nice smooth even finish at the top. You can put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes to let them dry much faster, maybe even just 10 minutes, and then pop them out of the mold. To stick the half spheres together to create a ball, you'll want to heat up a fry pan or a saucepan, and then just take one of the halves, press it on there for a couple of seconds so the chocolate melts, and then quickly stick two halves together. Clean up the sides, and your chocolate balls are done. To make them gold, I've got some edible gold luster dust, and I'm just tossing them in a little pocket of plastic wrap. Do the same for some Maltesers until they're all coated so you have two different sized chocolate balls. Stick them to your cake with a little bit of that black frosting. Now, not all of them were shaped perfectly, so I'm making sure that what is being viewed from the front of the cake is the front of one of the halves. So basically, wherever you see a seam, it is pointing upwards, so what you're looking at is a perfect sphere, and you can't tell if they were a little bit misshaped. And you're done! This is a really fun, super easy galaxy style cake, and I think the gold balls just really take it to the next level. And the gold paint, I think the little droplets work really well with this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and give it a go. If you do, hashtag Rosie's Dessert Spot so I can see your awesome creation too. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll catch you again in the next tutorial.